Welcome back to A Closer Look. If you're just joining us today, my guest is Josh Mancuso. He's a local filmmaker, and we've been talking about this incredible documentary that you've been doing. Yeah. But we left off with you mentioning that there is a foundation you can be involved in that is part of this movie that brought this to light. And it's the Caleb Hope Foundation?
Yes, yes.
And you sponsor a child.
We do.
And what that means is what?
Well, we pay a monthly amount to the Caleb Hope Foundation, and they then kind of take care of one specific child that is our child, I guess. It's very similar to, if you're familiar with Compassion or World Vision, organizations like that, where you can sponsor a child, and those dollars you're sending to them will help them in their education, help them with medical care, all those types of things. And our child, he's 6 years old, almost 7. And his parents both are brick makers, and so they literally make bricks by hand. That's their job, their day job every day. So it's a rough job and doesn't pay a lot of money. That's what they do. And so he is allowed to have schooling opportunities and other opportunities to be involved in church and things because of the money that we send every month. And so it's a great opportunity. And if we ever get to go over there, we can meet him.
You'll get to meet him.
Yes.
I think that is super. I did that with, I can't remember the name of the foundation now, World Christian Foundation, for about 10 years for a child. Yeah. Until he went off to school. He was able to go to college and become an engineer. But he would write me letters, and his mother would just make just so little things, like did alterations for the family. His father had died and they didn't have much. They just lived in a little hut. And that money helped provide them with just being able to save a little bit for school and just to have groceries and just basic needs. Oh, yeah. And he'd send me a little picture just saying, thank you. And I thought, gosh, just this minimal money every month, it just used to touch my heart. I would love to get involved. So I'm going to look up Caleb Hope Foundation. And do you think that there's other ways you can involved? I mean, I was asking you during the commercial break if there's a way that there's a mission trips or anything like that that they could sponsor and people could get involved in. Yeah,
there's a number of ways. I think if you came to the film, there are opportunities there for you to obviously make donations while you're there. And then when you are in the lobby there, you could buy some candles that have been made by some of the women over there.
Oh, okay.
And they teach a lot of sewing and things like that to kind of help them create their own businesses and make money for themselves. And so you can help by buying their products and buying things that they've made. And so on the website, calebhopefoundation.org, you can see some of those opportunities there. You could go over to India as well. They do take mission teams to India.
That's neat.
And I've yet to go, but I'm excited to go because I'll get to meet our child while we're there. So, yes, I'm not sure how many times they go, a couple times a year maybe.
That's great.
We'll take a team, so yeah.
Again, this is so exciting that I love this, a film, and it's a film with a purpose.
Yes, absolutely.
I love that.
It's the heartbeat behind the film is the foundation. It's the kids, yes.
That is the heart behind the film. Yeah. Well, let's look at the trailer one more time.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are each born into a time and place that is not of our choosing. We dance through our individual narratives, often woven of adventure, struggle, and ideally love.
One of the things that I always wanted to do in life was write this story based on the life of my dad. I never met his side of the family. I'd never seen any of this world. I finally decided that I had to go to India, and I chose to do it for 40 days. I made a resolution, if you will, that if there was something significant I had to do in my life, that I would discover it in these 40 days.
In the summer of 2006, a young man embarked on a 40-day pilgrimage to India for the first time in his life. Wearing his father's clothes from the 1970s, he set out to trace his father's footsteps and discover the story waiting to be told.
That's awesome. That is great.
It's very exciting. It's funny, the trailer, their trailer, I guess, does a film justice, but I think what you'll see in the movie is you'll see some images of poverty that you've never seen before that will kind of rock you to your core. And Jeremiah saw those firsthand, when he was there, and obviously it changed his life.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So how did you meet Jeremiah?
It was like a mutual friend that I was working with at the time, and Jeremiah called him up and said, "Hey, I've seen some of your work, and the guy you work with, I'd love to talk more with him." Which blew me away, because I'm thinking this guy lives in Los Angeles, in Southern California. He could pick any local. There's 1,000 filmmakers on every corner waiting for an opportunity to make something like this, and yet he called me, this guy in East Tennessee, and said, "I love your work. Will you work with me?"
I love that.
Yeah.
It's funny how things all come together sometimes.
It is funny, and what's great is that this will not be the last project you see Jeremiah and I do together. So we've got plans for some other narrative films, some comedies, some different things that are unrelated to this. So
I love it. You guys just clicked. Now this partnership's erupting and
meant to be.
Meant to be. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about when and where this is taking place again, so that people can buy tickets. It's going to be November 2nd, Friday night.
Yep.
At the Paramount in Bristol.
Yes.
It's called Coming Home. It's a special screening. Oh boy, you can buy tickets for $75 and get the whole shebang, food, drink, special perks. It's going to be wonderful. But if you're not into all the special perks, or you just can't make it to all that, you're coming right from work or whatever, you can get the $10 general admission ticket. But it's going to be Friday, November 2nd, Paramount in Bristol. Coming Home, a Josh Mancuso film. I love that. Yeah. Now we're going to be seeing that more and more, Josh Mancuso films.
I think we are. The first time I saw it, it was crazy.
Surreal.
It was surreal, but I'm excited. Cannot be more excited, and I would love for the community to come out and support our film, obviously, but the cause behind the film, the heartbeat behind the film, that's what really matters. We're going to have a good time, and we're going to watch a great film.
Amethyst Key is going to be there.
She is. She's amazing, and she agreed to come for a very minimal amount of money, let me tell you. And we really appreciate her coming and being part of it. Her music is just unlike any other music you could hear, and so
yes, she's very popular around here.
The two or three songs she's going to play is probably worth the admission price, not even counting the film. So yeah.
And then you said you're going to have other local celebrities. Food City, Miss Food City.
She may be there, yeah.
Maybe Miss.
I think Miss Historic Jonesboro is
Historic Jonesboro,
coming.
that's right.
Eric Jepson, he's a local actor. And there'll be some other celebrities such as yourself, like yourself, that may be there. Others who are in local.
I'm such a celebrity.
You're a big deal around here. I tell you, Linda Fontaine. Are you serious?
Linda Fontaine. Woo!
Woo! Man. Yes. So that's right.
You still my heart.
Keep it going. Yes.
You're way overdoing that, but thank you. Thank you. I'll take that. But this is coming up November 2nd, and so if people want to get tickets, they can go to the Paramount website and get tickets.
That's right.
Or even to the Jeremiah Caleb Hope Foundation site and get tickets.
That's right. Absolutely.
Can you get tickets that day?
You can. I wouldn't wait that long, because we're going to have to really. Especially for the VIP tickets. General admission tickets, you probably can, but for the VIP tickets, we're going to need to know how many people are coming, because we have some really good catering coming in, some good stuff coming in that you're going to want to.
You want to be there, and we want to make sure you have enough.
That's right. We want to make sure you have the right number.
And we want to make sure everybody gets a ticket, so they need to get online as soon as possible. Yeah. This is going to be such a neat event. I hope you do more and have more
Thank you.
premieres here and
I
do
hope so
things
too.
like this, because this is special and this is neat. And I just love the message behind it. I know I see that. But it's really a win-win when people are coming for entertainment and they're doing something good too.
Yeah. Well, part of my desire is, kind of my motto is to tell stories that matter. So I want to make films, I want to make things, I want to entertain people, but I want to tell stories that matter. And this is a story that matters, and so it's worth telling.
It is a story that matters. Now, give me a little rundown again. What pulled at his heartstrings to make him do this?
Yeah. Well, like I said, he had just graduated college. He had moved to New York. Jeremiah had. He was living in New York pursuing acting, and his father died. That shook him pretty big. And so he decided he was going to write a book on his father's life. but he realized he'd never been to India, right? So he said, I'm going to go to India for 40 days. He wore his father's old clothes, like saffron
Yeah.
cloth clothes. And he looks at it and he's like, man, I look so ridiculous. But it was had a lot of meaning to it. So
Sure.
for 40 days, he met all of his extended family he never met, and they welcomed him, thought he was, like a king almost coming over there. This is Reverend Caleb's son, Jeremiah. We're so excited that he's here. And they treated him like a king, and he appreciated that. But very quickly, he discovered the poverty that existed and the conditions in which a lot of these children live. And in India, they still have the caste system.
Yes.
And so these children are part of the lowest caste. I mean, they live in the slums, they're orphans. And so his main question was, why not me? Why is this not me? This could be me. But I'm fortunate enough to live where I live and do what I do. So I believe it's my duty to now reach out and do something about this. And so he learned a lot in 40 days. And he came back and said, okay, I'm going to write this book, which he wrote. He's written 2 books now. And then the movie came right after that. So
Okay.
here we are.
Wow. This is so exciting. And
Yeah.
it feels like we've just started talking in our times
I know.
now. I can't believe it. But I can't wait for this. Coming Home at the Paramount, November 2nd. It's a Friday night. Get online. Just go to the Paramount or go to the Jeremiah Caleb Hope Foundation. Get some tickets. You're going to love this. There's $10 general admission or there's $75 VIP tickets. It's going to be great. It's a film by Josh Mancuso right here. It's called Coming Home. It's a documentary type film. And it's like, I'm going to call it a film with a purpose
Yes.
in more
it
ways
is.
than one.
That's right.
And I can't wait to see this. This is going to be amazing.
Thank you so much for having me on and talking about it. We're excited. We're
Well,
thrilled.
thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. And we'll be back next week with another edition of A Closer Look. Thank you for joining us.